Hi, everybody, and welcome to a long-awaited faculty game night. We had a bit of a problem getting everybody together, but we're back. We're better than ever. We hope so. We are on the Book of the Raven chapter of the Candlekeep Mysteries. The summary, which I'll do, giving people time to get together in their heads how they're going to introduce their characters. The party was mysteriously transported to the location of a town, which was on a map, which they found in a book, which was dropped on them by a raven. This transportation happened when Ting looked into the book. So the party followed the landmarks as shown on the map, ended up finding this old manor house perched atop a hill with ravens fluttering around it, very spooky looking. And on exploring, they found many rooms, some dusty, some not dusty, some furnished, some with obvious furniture and storage, quite a number of hunting trophies. They found a half-ruined tower room with scorch marks and a crumbled staircase, which is where they are now. They have been hearing many odd noises in various places, and on investigating can never find anything that seemingly caused the noises they're hearing. Breaking glass, creaking floorboards, sound of a child laughing, once or twice, as I recall, a horrible death scream kind of sound. Haven't found anybody. Where we left our heroes, they had just managed to hook a rope over the rafters using Mage Hand, and were hoping to climb up to the second floor of the tower they're in, since the staircase is not safe to use. And I will let the characters introduce themselves and who they're played by.
All right, seeing as everybody's so excited to do this. Hi, I'm Rain. Thaco over at Nat 20 Academy, the headmaster, or at least I pretend to be. I am playing Rain Maravek, a childish, kind of spontaneously acting barbarian who has a penchant for acting before he thinks. And when he does think, it's usually with the sharp end of his axe. Other than that, I happen to be friends with Stubby for quite some time before we started this adventure as a bodyguard to an archaeologist.
Yeah, so speaking of Stubby, the archaeologist, he comes rolling in with a dwarvish feature, but he's a custom lineage archaeologist, aka Stubby Stormbluff, coming at you like a Raiders of the Lost Ark type of guy that likes to eat lots of stew. Well, maybe he does. But yeah, so Rain and Stubby been friends, and we met up with our fellow travelers here. Can keep, and I will pass it.
I guess I'll speak up. My name's Chris Burstow as Crafty DM. I play the character Ting Ting, a diminutive human arcane rogue who has a knack for trying to find snacks and get herself into a little bit of trouble. Not make her stealth rolls when she really needs them, or disguise rolls when she really needs them.
Or climbing checks.
Yeah, climbing checks. Yeah, all those things. And we're probably going to be looking at one here again soon. So
I am Tequila over at Nat 20. I am playing Minok Silverbit, a rock gnome artificer who gets very distracted by books, likes to tinker and build things, and is best friends with Winnie for quite a number of years.
Good evening, my dears. My name is Gowan Arentel. Minnie is indeed my best friend. I am exploring my retirement through this adventuring group, having been an academic for many years. I'm something of the grandmother of the group, if you will. I'm being played by Star Snarf, who is your resident teacher-student coordinator over at Nat 20. Welcome aboard. Glad to be back. Glad to see all my friendly faces.
And for those of you who might be wondering, Nat 20 Academy is its full name. It is a place where we teach people how to play D&D. If you're interested in learning, you can check us out at the link you can find down below. If you're interested in helping instruct and teach people, you can find us by clicking on that link below.
Where's the link?
There's a
Below?
description box
Is
below.
Is there a link below? Okay.
Down there.
Just
Down there.
checking. All right. There you go.
I believe one of my favorite D&D streamers or YouTubers says it's down in the doobly-doo.
And if you do click on the link and you decide to join Nat 20 on our Discord server, I'm going to be talking to you. And that's why I always forget to introduce myself, because I figure people always have to talk to me. They know who I am. But just in case you don't, I am Dryad. I'm the student liaison at Nat 20 Academy. And my character is currently on sabbatical because she found a very interesting person to talk to and learn from. So they lost her for a while, but that's okay. Gives me time to DM.
And you'll be back.
Yes. And so much wiser. And pronoun positive. So here you are in the map. Over here, actually, not all in the same room. As I recall, Stubby and Gulwin were doing an auditory stakeout in the corridors because they kept hearing noises. So they're trying to pinpoint where they're coming from or hopefully see whoever is causing them. The other three are in the tower room with the ruined staircase leading up and a rope dangling from the ceiling. What you gonna do?
Well, once the rope I feel secure, I'm going to give a shot at trying to climb up.
Okay. Give it a whirl. Let's see. Athletics.
Athletics?
Math or acro. Wait, let me look at your character sheet. Oh yeah, looks like it should be acrobatics.
Yeah, I'm not physically strong, so. Oh, look at that.
Ooh.
Woo, nice. Good way
So
to start the
Tim
night.
basically dances up the rope. And this is where I wish that we could look at two maps at the same time. Are you taking any particular care climbing this rope to be quiet, or you're just clambering up the rope?
Oh, I'm being quiet as quiet as I can.
Yeah, well, with a nat 20, we're going to grant you that.
Or Rain yelling up at me, "Did you see anything?" And
Yeah.
I'm not yelling yet. I'm not yelling yet.
So I want Ting to give me a perception check, just
okay.
in case she's totally clueless, which could be fun, but no, she's not. As you move up a level, you're basically seeing the other side of the broken floor, which you all could see looking up. And the outline of the floor pretty much here, I'm going to do this with the pencil just so he can see it, is roughly following the scorch marks. So in other words, where the scorching is where the floor got blown away.
Okay.
So off to your southeast side, let's say, there is an intact floor, and on it, there are 4 individuals.
For living people or for
They are indeed, yes. They're wearing scarlet robes with a black sash. Sorry, vice versa. Black robes with a scarlet sash. There you go. They're varied ages. They appear to be human. And they are eyeballing you as you climb the rope. And the oldest one, a woman, steps forward and says, "Well, and what are you doing here?" Looking for treasure, I assume.
Is this loud enough that I can hear downstairs?
Roll perception?
Okay.
Probably could.
That button. 10.
Yeah.
Okay.
You can
You found a friend.
Ting is going to answer, no, what are you doing here? Somehow we got sent here. Unexpectedly.
Indeed. And who sent you?
A raven?
A raven spoke to you and told you to come to this house.
That a raven brought us a book, and the book brought us to this house.
May I see this book?
We don't have a book. We're in the book.
Above table, I would have to say that's not correct.
I'm just going
You assumed it was true.
Well, yeah.
How did you?
Rain is just saying what's on his mind.
Sure, this is Rain.
I'm just gonna say, who's got the book? And I need to know who you are before I'm willing to show you this book.
All right. Above table, since Ting was the one who looked into the book, I think Ting has it on her possession.
Okay.
You never told me you dropped it, therefore I'm assuming you've got it.
Okay.
And there was a map in the book. Who has that?
We were looking at that. That's
I love it when possessions just sort of slide by the wayside.
yeah.
It
I
adds to
think
the narrative.
Doobie had the map.
Well, we can check the group treasure. I'm pretty sure it's probably in the group treasure, if anything.
It could be.
Yeah.
Although I'm not sure it was ever noted as a treasure per se. It may have been something I counted on people to put in their notes. Because
Yeah.
I'm not really good on notes, so I always expect other people to be.
So if Ting has the book, how far? Before I decide whether I'm going to reveal this, I just want to know how close are they to me, as far as because I assume I'm dangling on a rope here.
You're dangling on the rope. You're about, I'd say the floor's maybe waist or hip high to you because you wouldn't have waited till you were all the way up to notice. As you're climbing, you would suddenly go. And yeah, they're standing more over closer to the wall. They don't seem to want to be right near the edge.
Okay.
Not, they're not avoiding it or anything. They're just not standing at the edge staring down at you.
Okay. Well, I will, if I can do it without endangering myself and falling off this rope, I will pull the book out, but I will hold it back further away from me. See, here's the book. Here's the book.
And now let me get this straight. You say a raven brought you this book that said you had to come to this house.
No, you mentioned something about treasure. And the raven brought us the book. We ended up somewhere near the house, and a paper inside the book directed us here for treasure. Not you people.
All right. No, we assume people come for treasure because usually that's what strangers would barge into someone else's home for, is looking for things they can loot. So the piece of paper in the book referred to this building?
Just
I'm
said,
afraid I don't understand.
How'd you get up there?
Yeah, how'd you get up here?
We're very skilled.
That's not an answer. I'm very skilled too, but I'm skilled at making things break. Wait, is that a skill?
Depends how you put it.
So you're the ones causing the blood-curdling screams and the children laughing and the glass breaking?
She looks around to the group. She says, there is no glass here. None of us are children, and none of us had a need to scream, so I think not.
While this exchange is going on, I'm going to come out into the hall and tell Winnie and Stubby kind of what's going on.
Well,
What's that you say?
So I'm just kind of
Things on a
eyeing
rope.
where they are. Is there any kind of exit or anything where they're at? Or are they just up here on this partially damaged floor with nowhere to go?
Roll me, you are dangling from a rope. Roll me just perception. Let's see if you can spot anything.
Okay. I'm probably more concerned about these people.
Yeah, you're one-armed and clutching with your knees on the rope as you hold a book to show them, but not too close to them, because I'm assuming the rope isn't, 10 feet away from the edge of the floor, that you might have wanted to be close-ish to where you
Yeah.
could step off if need arose. Your attention's scattered already, and it's not super well lit. Don't tell me you've got dark vision.
I do not have.
You do not see a door, though. And at this moment, hang on. Ding, doot, 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 doot. Yes. The woman who has been speaking to you says, how many of you are there?
There's only one Ting Ting, and she is unique.
Well, clearly there are at least two, because the
Thank
other
you,
one is
Ray.
talking enough.
There's plenty of us.
She approaches the edge and looks over.
I wave.
From where she is, she would see, I guess, three, possibly four if Galwin's near enough to the edge for her to peek under and see. She's over at this end.
Hi.
And at this, the woman glances at the others. Perhaps we should go down and discuss. And the others sort of glance between each other and say fine. And she says, do you mind if we use your rope?
Certainly. And I just kind of slide down the rope.
All right. So
I'll make
these
it to the
other
bottom.
four individuals follow you. How do you want to arrange yourselves? Any particular?
I'm going to stay right where I are.
Got to gather scattered people here. All right. We'll let her come there. Bear with me, I'm manifesting people.
DMs are cool like that.
Extra magical powers. These people slide down the rope and basically join you in the room. They don't seem to feel any need to huddle together, which might be surprising, but that's what it is. There is one man you've actually watched with a certain amount of nervousness as he came down, because he ain't no spring chicken, but he does manage to come down the rope fine. He's fairly slim, older man.
I will assist him off the rope.
All right. He thanks you very much, gives you a pat on the shoulder. There's a fairly young, very slender female who scrambles down and seems very self-contained. And another, looks they're in their 30s and a bit indeterminate. You can't actually tell if it's male or female. And they give you a little nod, and you can see they all defer a bit to the woman, just because she seems to be the one who takes over and takes care of things. So she looks around the group of you and says, well, forgive me, but I don't see any reason for a group of people to come in here. You don't look like you're running away and need shelter. Therefore, I have to assume you're looking for something.
We're adventurers. There was a map. We followed the map. It brought us here. And we heard all sorts of craziness. We decided to explore the house because it was, well, I decided to explore the house because it was neat. And there were all sorts of weird noises and stuff. And now we're here.
Would you mind terribly much if I took a look at this map and this book?
Well, we don't know. I'm kind of looking at everybody else. I said, this is the only thing that got us here.
I promise I have no intention to take it. I would like to look. You can hold it if you wish. I would like to see why a book would refer to this house. It makes no sense.
All right, I'll hold the book out.
Right. She looks and she's flipping through the pages.
You gonna give her our book?
No, Ting Ting's holding on to the book.
Mm-hmm. He's got. I assume Ting Ting has a death grip on the cover while this woman's flipping through pages.
Pages.
Yeah.
Like the
Next thing
thumbs
you'll
are
be giving us the map.
locked on the pages.
This obviously I
have to tell
can't
you,
read the
Ting Ting,
whole.
you must have really, really long arms because you're all the way across the room.
It'll go. We'll be right there.
Yeah. Everybody is as they should be. Theater of the mind, sort of.
Yeah.
She says, now, this just seems to be almost not a diary, but it's certainly the personal account of someone who spent some time in the company of the Vistani.
Excuse me, the what, my dear?
The Vistani, they're planar travelers. They have a lot to do with the Shadowfell, but... And there was a map in the book? Do you remember what page it's on?
We have the map.
Oh, it's separate.
Yes.
I see. Would you mind, Tara? You can hold it up and hold on. You take the book, but I would just like to see the map if I could.
All righty. I'll pull it out. Hopefully they can see it. Our
You can
viewers
stick
at
your
home.
head up the
Oh,
bull's
viewers-
hind parts. Could just take the butcher's word for it.
Yeah, it says the map dropped us off at a town called Whichway, and then we just kind of followed it through here.
There's the map for you. So you hold this up, whoever had it, Stubby, Ting, somebody had it. And she looks, reaches down. You're holding it from the top, I'm guessing, or?
Yeah.
And she beckons to the older man. And she says, I know that handwriting. And the older man takes a look. And he nods. Where she looks at him and says, but why? And he shrugs, and it's pretty obvious he might know something, but he doesn't want to say anything. So she says, well, I don't know how you were led here, but I think you would be disappointed if you're looking for treasure. There's very little here.
To be perfectly honest, we're not actually looking for treasure. We're more or less looking for a way out.
And
just
maybe,
discovered-
I mean, I'm going to say something, and I don't remember if it was Minnie or Galwin who said it, but one of the two of them did. Something along the lines of treasure is not always something you can hold.
That's actually very wise.
I don't know what
do
it
like-
means.
We're trying to teach him as we go. He's an apt pupil, actually.
It's a work in progress.
You saying he's a whipping?
And you can
Don't
see
make whip.
almost against her will, she seems to be warming to you guys because you guys in general and Rain in particular have that effect on people. She hesitates and she looks at the others and she says, well, I really don't know what to say. I'm afraid I don't know how you could get back to where you came from. I'm gathering that just following the road you took to get here wouldn't work.
No, I grabbed the book and it took us here from Candlekeep.
I have a question, and I'm going to turn and look at Ting, Gowan, and Minnie. I have a question.
Yes, dear.
How'd you get home from the other book?
What other book?
Well, that wasn't so much the book as it was the mansion that we found ourselves in. I mean,
I thought
although
it
well, no, now that you mention it, Rain, you might be actually onto something. We did pass through a book more or less, well, a portal more or less to get into the mansion. Mm. Well, I have to say we don't have the best track record with books, to be honest.
I got bit by one.
Yes, they apparently. I have been known to devour books, but I was shocked to discover that they devour back.
I'm going to ask this woman, do you have any books here?
We actually don't. And no, we simply use this place as a refuge from time to time. We are often disturbed by the greedy treasure hunter types or people seeking refuge in their own right. But in this case, I don't think this is the right place for you. I really think the best thing for you to do would be to leave and look elsewhere.
As I said, we would love to do precisely that, but to be honest, we're not sure how to do that. Just a couple of questions, if you don't mind. You said you're taking refuge here. From what, if I might ask?
Or who?
Perhaps I misspoke using the word refuge. It's a quiet place where we can be undisturbed. We have
Oh.
a fairly meditative lifestyle and appreciate peace and quiet. I think actually the original builder of this manor was the same. And now that he is no longer here to enjoy it, I will admit we took advantage of a vacant building.
Oh, so not the original owners.
No,
I see. You mentioned a group that you thought this book might be connected with? Something called the Vistani?
yes, the Vistani, the story appears to be the account of someone who traveled with them for a while.
And you say that they're plane travelers, the traveling between planes of dimensional planes?
Well, particularly between the Shadowfell and this plane, yes.
Could they get us home?
Plane.
That I don't know. For all I know, you might learn something reading the book. I'm disinclined myself, but well, if you'll forgive me, as we said, we enjoy our peace and quiet, and there is no portal here, so your best bet might be to look elsewhere.
Do you mind if we stay the night and be on our way? It is awfully late.
This is true, yes. Did you find somewhere suitable, perhaps on the first floor?
I'm sure we could. Well, there was actually a really nice master bedroom just down the hall.
Yes, I'm afraid that's in use.
There was nobody there when we looked. Or are
You
you
guys were-
insinuating that's your room?
Yes.
Oh, okay. I'm sure we could find a place to light.
You
No,
seem
no, Rain, you don't want to light things inside a house.
But how do we stay warm?
Fireplace, dear.
Yeah,
There
but
are
you have to light something in the fireplace. Yeah.
In a fireplace. You wouldn't just never mind. I'm certain that we could find a suitable location. I do have a question. You said that you aren't experiencing any sounds or noises here, obviously aside from us. Again, our apologies. But we've heard quite a collection of sounds, as Ting Ting has said, including, well, what could only be described as a blood-curdling scream coming from downstairs.
Really? We heard, well, uh, we did hear the noise of your group, of course, because and we were silent up here in anticipation that you would just lose interest and leave. It was only when we had no choice but to speak that we spoke. But I don't remember hearing any noise. And she looks around, and the others all.
When everybody does the whole, we don't know what you're talking about, I would like to watch them and see if any of them is putting on a show for us.
All right, give me an insight check, please.
At the same time that you're doing that, Rain, Galman is sidling up to the older gentleman and doing two things: getting close enough to try to engage him into conversation, but also reaching out and touching him to see if he's actually solid.
I did help him off the rope.
Yes, and he is solid.
Okay.
And yeah, my insight was not very
Insightful.
Your insight was not staggeringly impressive.
Rain,
hey,
As
I can try.
as Galwin reaches out to gently touch the older gentleman, he says, "What is there something wrong?"
no, dear, just a little bit of smuts on your coat there. I was just wiping it off.
Thank you.
I couldn't help notice that we seem to be a bit long in the tooth together. I love the youngsters, but it is unusual to find someone my own age around.
Give me a persuasion check.
Come on, Gowan's really good at these things.
She's gonna find herself a sugar daddy.
He's just really
Dragonborn
find
and
somebody
human,
older than
that's
her, is that it?
really big. We gotta find me perception, persuasion, there we are. Yeah, Gowan's feeling very persuasive.
Yes. He nods and says, well, yes, we know, young folks, yes. And he sidles a little bit over to get together with his group some more. Sidle.
I kind of ask their group at large. I noticed that you came down from the rope. How exactly did you get up to that floor if you didn't have a rope to climb?
They said something about skills.
Yes, there is. Are you speaking to them in general or any one of them?
Me? Oh, no. Her.
No, Minnock.
Okay.
You're just chattering.
He's just talking to himself.
I like my
He's the only
voice.
one that listens.
Pretty much any of them, but kind of looking at the woman who's been doing most of the speaking.
She says, well, if you must know, we have a separate entrance. Anyway,
Why didn't you just
do-
say
On the
this
upper
is an
floor?
entrance?
Do make yourselves at home. You're welcome to stay the night. I must admit, I'm getting tired myself, and I think it's a good time to wish each other pleasant dreams, and in the morning we can help you be on your way. I do recommend you take a look at the book, though, that if you're looking for answers in terms of planar travel, there may be some good information in there if the writer is talking about their time with the Vistani.
King hands the book to Gowan and Minnie. This is your department.
No, Minnie, we've been asked to move along.
I'm gonna mage hand.
Immediately into your nose.
If you have a different entrance, you don't need my rope. So I'm just gonna mage hand my rope down.
All right. And they're basically all waiting for you to leave through the door that you,
After
at
the
great effort, broke down to get in here.
My Rain is going to do what Rain does best, and he's going to get curious. And
I say we check the
I'm
noises
just
now.
gonna walk out of the room. I'm actually gonna head outside for a moment.
Mhm.
Like outside the building?
Yeah, I want to
He's
find
going
the
in
other
first, right?
entrance.
Okay.
So I am going to. I mean, I know it's going to take a little while, but I am going to scour the back side of the building, the grade outside here on the map currently,
Okay.
and see if
I
I
can
can
see.
find something that might be an alternate entrance.
Now, are we on a second floor or first floor?
You are on the second floor, so I'm hoping he's going down some stairs first.
I'm just going to walk right through the
But I
wall.
mean, the outside is the outside, so we'll take it as read that you guys can be on this floor and he can be outside. We're seeing two floors at once. It's special multi-dimensional map here. Yeah.
Just see the back of
All right.
Rain
If
gargling.
you're scouring, I'm going to need an investigation check from you.
I figure I won't
Right.
spend more than an hour looking around.
Fair enough.
Shoot. This is going to be a day of rolls.
You're as
Scouring,
persuasive with the
scouring.
outdoors as I was with the old man.
All right.
And the rest of you are going where?
Back down to the first floor, I guess. We
Up
didn't
and
check the bank.
down.
Stubby will go with Rain and help Rain.
All right.
I mean, it is technically your wheelhouse, Stubby, not mine.
True.
Up to the ground floor. Oh, look at this lovely sunny map. It's not nearly. Now, where am I going to cluster you guys? Oy. Hang on.
In the room with the covered furniture.
Magic going on. Aye. Covered furniture was here. Yeah, it's a nice roomy one. So I'll huddle you in there and then you can, those who are not there can take themselves out. One thing I will ask, however, is a perception check from everybody as you're on your way to wherever you're going.
Now I roll.
Nice. Yeah. Because then I'm going to need to decide if you act on it or if you simply note it and move on. As you are going down the hallway, you pass the door to the master bedroom. Anybody who rolled as high as 18 or 19 or so can hear the sound of people moving into that room. There are footsteps in the room as you walk past the door.
Oh.
And they're still behind us.
I'm going to poke
You
my
left
head.
them in the tower room.
I'm going to poke my head in and say, good night.
The older woman turns to you with a look of annoyance and says, good night. Sleep well.
You too.
So the older woman was in the room, and then as Rain went go out, heard something, poked his head in the master bedroom down that hallway.
I
And she
will
was
flip
there.
back to the map now that I've got you guys where you are. You were in here.
Uh-huh.
A secret
You
door.
left from this door.
Uh-huh.
And as you hit that point, you heard footsteps in this room.
There's probably a secret door right around here somewhere.
There's either a secret door or these are little planar shifters themselves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't notice much. I just went, good night, and kept walking.
So he noticed it, but didn't notice it, which I
Right.
loved.
I have something on my mind. I'm not paying attention to nothing else but what's on my mind.
Galvin is would have noticed this, would have heard this exchange, would have scratched her scaly little head and thought, can she go back into that second floor tower room?
She can. There is nobody in there.
Right. But I want to check along that wall that seems to butt up against the master bedroom.
Give me investigation, please, with advantage, since you know there's got to be something there. Yeah. You can detect, now that you know where something must logically be, you can detect the outline of a concealed door.
Okay. Not going to open it. I'm just going to note it. Is it like a push pull? Can I pick that up?
It seems to be a pull from this side.
Okay. I'm just going to note it. And as we're headed downstairs, I'm just going to whisper into Minnick's ear. There is a hidden door upstairs. Don't know exactly what it means.
I figured as much, and if they think we're going to just go to sleep without looking through things a little further, I've got news for them. I was going to talk to Ting and see if we want to investigate further, looking for more hidden doors, because, obviously they were able to get up into that room without climbing a rope. Wonder what else they're hiding.
It's a very large building, and say there's more than just a little. We found that one sort of concealed room on this floor. I think investigation sounds good, although I have to admit I'm a little drawn to the book. I'm not sure how far to trust them, but to be honest, none of us have sat down and looked at that book very closely. We've only really paid attention to the map.
That is true.
Scooby still would have gone with Rain outside to do his
All right.
to assist with that investigation too.
Will you give me the investigation also, please?
Okay. It's just a bunch of bricks. Just bricks,
Smoke
Rain.
just went out for a smoke. This whole investigation thing is a front.
Okay, so after finding out that the bricks are made of stone, I'm going to head back
Yep.
inside.
That's about it.
Lighten up my pipe, you know.
I'm thinking we still haven't investigated the basement and those stairs that lead down.
As I walk inside and hear Ting making that comment, I'm just going to look at him and go, I'm tired. Or look at her, I'm tired.
Okay, well, there's a couch in that other room by the stair.
Okay. And I'm just going to go in that room and lay down on the couch.
All right. Oh, yeah, that was the one sort of the Escher-esque room that was halfway upstairs.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I'll pull out my traveling blanket, slap it over my body, and lay down on the couch because I'm tired. It's late.
Ting dear,
Yeah.
would you mind if I took a look at the book? We honestly haven't spent any time really reading through it, and given the interest or lack thereof of the individual upstairs, perhaps a little better knowledge of what's in there might be a good idea.
Here's that and the map.
So Galwin is going to see if we can irritate Rain. She's going to go to that same room and turn on a very bright light.
You're going to watch me burrow into that couch like a gopher.
I raised children. I know what I'm doing.
All right. So you're going to spend, if Rain is sleeping, I guess you can spend a fair amount of time going through this book.
I would like to take a peek at what's in there.
All right. Glancing at the beginning, it does indeed seem to be a first-hand account written by somebody of their adventures. This is a person who does not sign their name, but fell off her horse and broke her leg and was taken in by Vistani travelers who nursed her back to health. She traveled with them for 3 months, so got a lot of chance to know them, but to know them from the viewpoint of lying flat on her back in a wagon. So the account is an interesting one because some of it seems to be speculation based on what she hears rather than what she's personally witnessed. She describes the Vistani in quite a bit of detail. We won't go through that much detail unless you really want to hear it. The
Any of the
gist,
description resemble the individuals we just met?
not particular. Well, I mean, apart from the fact the individuals you met looked humanoid and the Vistani look humanoid, people is people.
Nothing unusual about their garb or anything.
What? No, nothing in particular. The Vistani, as this woman had mentioned to you, are planar travelers. They are often encountered in the Shadowfell, which is a sort of a misty in-between zone. And most interestingly enough, to the author, they seem to be immune to the despair that besets all other visitors to that plane. They travel in barrel-shaped wagons, which are drawn by horses. They have no permanent home, so they really are well-named the travelers. They display their wealth openly as a sign of prosperity. They share their good fortune easily with friends, family, and even total strangers. The author encountered an interesting way that they have of resolving disagreements, which is via contests that end with reconciliatory singing and dancing and storytelling. Every family of Vistani, they sound like cards, frankly. The Vistani families are basically governed by the oldest member of the family, irrespective of gender. Whoever's the oldest is the one who calls the shots.
Oh, goody,
This
I'm in charge.
person, yeah, I mean, it's your kind of place, right, Colin? This person is responsible for enforcing the traditions and setting the course for the group's travels and so forth. They have the power, the Vistani, to travel through the mists that lead to the realms within the Shadowfell, known as the Domains of Dread. This gift or power was given to them by mysterious entities called the Dark Powers as a boon for their kindness towards strangers. The Vistani also believe that ravens carry lost souls within them, so killing a raven is considered very bad luck in Vistani culture. Having read through the book, which is handwritten, and taken another look at the map, you can tell this is not the same handwriting. Person who wrote the book was not the person who did that map.
And there isn't anything in the book that describes the path that we took to follow the map.
No.
And is there any gleaning as to whether this book is describing what's happened here, or this seems to have happened elsewhere?
There is no real location mentioned. Nothing that would give you any clues. And a lot of it, how would I say this? A lot of the story is told from the viewpoint of people encountered, but you realize, really, with the broken leg, this person was lying flat on their back. So even the lands they traveled through are largely unknown to them. She saw the elements that could come into the wagon with her, which were the Vistani. So where they were traveling is not touched on so much. There is mention that there are a certain amount of mountainous travel because that the author could detect in the wagon that the road was not a nice flat, even when there was a lot of uphill and downhill slopes.
You want me to cast detect magic on the book? I mean, I can. At least we would know the college of the magic if it is magical.
Can you do both the book and the map?
Oh yeah, I think I can because I get concentration for 10 minutes. So it says the duration you sense the presence of magic within 30 feet of you. If you sense the magic in this way, you can use your action to see the faint aura around visible creature, object in the area that bears magic. And you learn the school of the magic in any, if any. The spell can penetrate most barriers, but is blocked by a foot of stone, an inch of common metal, or a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt. So,
Well, Ting, I will put them out in plain view so that there's nothing blocking them.
okay, I will cast detect magic.
And you've got nothing.
Wow, nothing on the map, nothing on the book.
Anything in the room?
Got 10 minutes worth of this. I'm looking around.
No, I mean you're picking up on any magical stuff you guys might have, but you're not
That's about it.
getting.
Ting,
Nope.
Ting,
Hmm.
you're a bit of a rogue. Would you like to go take a quick look at our friends upstairs? I can get you in a back door if you want.
Certainly.
All right.
Now, when you open the secret door, you have to lean against it and say, Jinkies.
Rain, I thought you were asleep.
Ruh-roh. Ruh-roh, Raggy.
You want me to flip you back and forth with between the maps, or can you do this in?
We can
I
do
think
this
we're
easy.
going to do this
I think
theater.
we can theater the
It'll
mind.
be good for you. So, just the two of you sneak upstairs?
Yeah.
Do you open the door, or you're going to do it through the door?
Well, I'm gonna have. I assume, Ting, you're kind of watching as we're going in case you're picking up anything.
Yeah. We got 10 minutes worth of this. So,
Yeah, and you would be passing the one door to the bedroom.
yeah.
Quietly, very sneakily.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
I'll go
Yeah,
by
I'm gonna have you two give me a stealth check for each of
Oh,
you.
that's because it's Goblin and she's crappy at this.
No,
Thank
but
you
we'll
so much.
average it out. It should be okay. Famous last words.
Uh-huh.
Nice thing.
See?
Yeah, nice average. Woo!
Hey, it's still above 10, and that's all I needed.
Thank you, our rogue.
Sneak down the hallway. Ting, you as you pass the door of the bedroom, you pick up nothing.
no man.
So is the door to the bedroom closed now?
It is. Yeah.
It's probably not any thickness where it's going to hinder my detect magic, correct?
As far as you can tell, no, it's a wooden door.
And it was not 3 feet thick.
No.
So you're not even picking up magic from these individuals?
No.
Are you broken? Oh, sorry.
Are you going to try the second door as well, or just the
We'll
first?
go to the second door and look around inside the tower. As long as I got this, as long as I got this detect magic for 10 minutes, I'll use what I can to.
At the second door, you detect nothing. I will ask you both to give me a perception check. Wow.
Can we add
It's
them
late.
together?
Let's add them together. Multiply by
Forget your
3. Uh,
Don't forget your candles so you can see in the dark.
I will give you this much. As you're standing there in the tower, you both sort of go, it's getting a little chilly, isn't it? And that's all.
We've bumped into chili before. I mean, not the food, the scent.
Oh.
You understand what I mean, right?
Do we feel any breeze or anything like that? Or
Sorry?
do we feel like a breeze or anything?
Yeah, there's a bit of a breeze. Yeah.
Can we detect the location it's coming from?
I'll give it to you as you look around. You realize the roof
I was guessing.
is not intact. Like going up, and you peek, you think you see starlight.
Mhm.
So there are gaps in the roof.
The ravens were up there, but I don't think the ravens are magical either. So, and I don't know if they're hanging out there in the dark. But
Well, the thing that has me somewhat mystified is that these individuals, and I understand that they haven't actually claimed anything, but if they're not magical, then the only way that they would have to move around this place would be just ordinary means. There's something that's not adding up here.
I agree. So we still got two places to check. We got the basement, and the only other place I can conclude is the roof.
Well, our resident little meat shield
How
seems
the
to be
range
sleeping at the
investigation.
moment.
When he's not talking in his sleep.
And unfortunately, it sounds like we're going to be hustled out of here very quickly in the morning. I think it might be to our advantage to maybe at least check either up or down. I'm not sure we'll have time for both, but
I can mage hand the rope back up again. They're not there.
I don't know. Should we go recruit our crew before we do this, or shall we have an adventure?
I don't know if they all want to come up here or not. I'm
Well,
open.
apparently Rain doesn't. But
I'll quickly mage hand the rope back up to the same place I'd done it before, and try to make my way up to the platform that I was at.
Yeah, you make it up there, no problem.
And I'll look around that platform if I can. It's
There is, you see no one up there. Are you going to step off the rope onto the platform?
yes. Try to do it
Okay.
quietly.
Certainly does. The floor seems solid. What's left of the floor is solid. Now that you have a chance to look, I should flip you. Okay, wait. This is turning into too long. I'm going to plunk you onto the map just so you're there. Now, the problem is you can't just huddle some people. It's everybody or nobody. Ay,
You always turn off the eyeball and
Hide the
yeah,
rest.
that's what we're going to do. We're just going to pretend the rest of you aren't here. There we go. Easy as. Except I'm going to move a couple of them out of the way because they're very distracting. So you do see up here a chest, a wooden chest. It's got a scorched lid. It has clawed iron feet on it.
I smile and kind of just look down at Gowan and say, "There's a chest," and I just rub my hands together, and I will
some things I
inspect the
can't
chest
interfere
without
with.
touching it to see if I can glean anything that looks like it may be a trap. I don't know if I still have the detect magic on long
I
enough.
think the detect magic would still be on. You haven't been out that long, really.
Yeah.
You can definitely detect that there is something magical in there. I don't know if you'd have time because it's a bit, detect the thing, then the longer you wait, the more you find. So I would say the spell is dwindling, but you can tell that there is something magical in there. Seems like a potion.
All right. I am going
Not
to
very much.
just carefully inspect for any kind of traps or anything that might trigger on the chest.
Okay, do investigation.
Galwin is very focused on that secret door, just keeping a really close eye on it for
Right.
Yeah, I don't
Just
see
seems
anything.
fine.
Okay. Whip out the old tools and see if it's locked?
It is not locked.
Oh, wow. I will gently open it.
All right. The inside of the chest is divided into little compartments. It didn't need to bring you up here because I realized I didn't put the treasure in the shard. You're going to have to actually write it down.
Yeah.
Going old school.
Wait.
Um,
Pen and paper.
There is a potion in one
Okay.
of the compartments. I would say, we're giving it to you just so we don't have to go through the rigmarole again. This is a potion of mind reading.
Oh, wow.
The other things, I mean, they're all very neatly compartmentalized. Somebody is a very obsessive compulsive sorter in this group. And there's a space for everything and everything in its space. Mostly, little trinkets. Certainly nothing is magical. They're, a ring of no particular value, but it has a pretty stone in it. Little whatnots like that.
Hmm.
Mundane items and a potion.
Yeah. Well, the potion is going to go in my pocket or in my pouch. And I'm going to look up at the roof and
Yep.
and anywhere around in this room to see if there's anything else that may be of significance.
There is not, certainly not to your rapidly dwindling detect magic. You can from here see the hole in the roof is bigger than a bread box, smaller than a refrigerator. It's not a huge hole.
Mm-hmm.
You're not sure you would want to try to climb through it. It'd
Okay.
be a bit of a squeeze.
Yeah. None of the crows are in here flying around or anything like that.
There are none in here at the moment. No, you think a raven or a crow could fit through it, though.
Okay. Okay. Well, if the other stuff doesn't seem to be of any value, I will just come down with the potion.
Alrighty.
Ting, ting. Make sure you close the chest before you come down.
Okay. I will close it. And
Back down, and you're all going to have to see. I shouldn't have even taken you up there. Now y'all got to put yourselves back in place again. Gosh darn it. Dear Shard, what we would like to see next is ability to split the party. 2 maps active at once.
To which
Yeah, that's-
Firefly
I
responds,
think
no
anyone
way.
he does that.
Yes.
That's why they say don't split the party, right?
Right.
Messes with the map makers.
Drag Rain back to the couch. And
There.
Stoopy, where were you when all this was going on?
I was chilling.
Oh, you're chilling there with them? Alrighty.
Netflix and chilling.
Got his little scrying orb out so he can see what's going on in the latest soap opera.
You have to put in your cable provider to be able to view it, though. Well, I'm going to explain to Gawain and Minok. I said, well, we apparently had a chest up there, and they had some minor valuables and a potion that apparently allows you to read minds.
Were you able to find how they got into that room?
I have no idea. I just know that they don't have anything magical. The only thing I can speculate is they're good climbers, even maybe that old man. Or maybe the springy younger lady that didn't say much, maybe she helped them all up there, or maybe they're monks and they can walk on walls.
I didn't really read monk from that older gentleman.
No.
There's definitely some fishy things going on here. Should we check out the basement?
Yeah, I
Stubby, you seem to have a predilection for the basement. I don't know that there's much more to discover up. I mean, if one were willing to climb, it appears that there's an access to the roof, but I'm not sure that that's really helpful. And it's not going to be me that's going up that rope.
No, I didn't even want to go through the hole in the roof. So
I think Ting Ting is the smallest of the group too, right?
No, Minnock would be.
I am.
Oh,
True.
I
true.
like Pipsqueak.
I'd
Try
say
it.
even odds. Who's asleep now, apart from Rain? You know,
I think Rain's the only one asleep.
I
Logan.
think
Yeah.
he's the only one. Stubby, can I ask you to give me a survival check for want of something that's a better match? I think that would do it. You know that something isn't adding up architecturally speaking. It seems to you that the first floor is bigger than the second floor.
You know
And
what
yet the
occurs to me?
building doesn't change on the outside, but there seems to be space unaccounted for on the second floor. You didn't see enough rooms, in other words, to add up to the same floor space that there is on the first floor.
Aha!
We're in the TARDIS.
Yes.
Yes.
Reverse TARDIS if it's gotten smaller.
Yes.
Occurs to me
Cheaper.
that the downstairs is bigger than the upstairs. Based on the architectural design, whoever built this place maybe hidden some space upstairs. Magically hid it. Am I understanding that right?
Yep.
And
There's
Ting
gotta be
didn't
some
pick up
magic.
anything up there?
Ting didn't pick up anything magical.
Ting, you didn't pick up anything magical.
Other than this potion, that's the only thing I picked up magical. And I physically picked it up. I didn't see anything else magical.
Great Scott.
Now, don't you think this first floor though is still got some areas that we haven't explored?
I'm certain we've explored it all.
So, Stubby, you believe that there's space unaccounted for on the second floor?
I've been on all kinds of ruins and archaeological digs, and I'm telling you, the intriguingness of this architecture has had me puzzled and perplexed all day. That the second floor does not seem to have the same square footage on the interior that it should, based on the floor plan and the layout and my observations of the exterior. And then if you get the architectural trigonometry going, and I mean, he's like gets his notepad out and he starts going into all kinds of
Owen
architectural.
is absolutely following along with everything that you're saying. Says, all right, so if we use your calculations and our best guess, where do we think that space would be?
I was just getting to that. I don't know.
Well, I think your variable is invalid in this particular equation. I think that's what the problem.
I'm telling you, something's not adding up. That I do know. I'm
I
very
can't
certain
really
of it.
bad.
We can go upstairs and poke around some more.
Let us go upstairs and poke around some more. Rain, he's got the downstairs held down.
He's standing guard.
He's the only one who's not going to end up with an exhaustion point when we're done.
Really, right?
Yeah,
I am
so
going
go
to
back.
have one heck of an amount of bedhead, though.
Do you have hair?
Yeah, I have hair,
Okay.
long red hair,
Ah, that's right.
Bed-
goes down to my waist.
Bed horn.
Yeah, exactly.
That horn.
So you're coming up via here, correct? This is the staircase. Boy, it's been a long time since we were here. Except, of course, for Rain. Sir not appearing in this floor.
Right.
So the rest of you are in fact there.
you'll have to. There we go.
Trying to pull everybody
So
in.
we came up from here
Yeah.
to this landing and then here.
Do you think, Stubby, we should feel along this wall? See if we can find another secret door?
Did did Gowan tell us about the other door?
Yeah.
We should look for secret doors. There may be another.
You mean besides the one that we already know about?
And I'm starting to
All right. They're
feel down
doing
this
an
wall right here.
investigation with advantage because now that you've clued in, it should be a doddle to find because it's not concealed. Well, it was a close call, but
With
thank
advantage.
goodness you're both looking. Yes, along here, you realize there's a cleverly disguised indentation in the wall, which now that you know it's there, it's easy to spot. It's right down close to the door to the master bedroom, but on the other side.
You know, if I'd have done my artwork on the other window, I may have found it.
True. True that.
So we are.
Does Minnock find that, or did you? We just kind of found it.
I think collectively, yeah. I mean, Minnock
think
would have had the best luck, definitely, with her role, but you were all like, I got it, no, I got it, kind of silly.
Except very quietly,
Very
so it's not
quietly.
that the other one.
Man,
And
you found it so good amongst all of it. Maybe you should lead.
We stand a chance of actually, having stealth with Rain sleeping on the first floor.
Yes, you don't have to worry
Yeah, I
about me
just
going,
wanted to find out your
it's
door
right
when you finish.
here.
Can
You
we
want me to
tell
stay?
how the secret door opens?
it seems to open to swing inwards.
Like
So
just push it, or has it got a latch?
if you push it, it gives slightly. So
I'm gonna push
If you-
on it.
push it more, it gives more.
I'm gonna be like push right on in.
Ahead of you, you see a staircase leading up.
Ooh.
There's a staircase, and it goes
Another
up.
half flight of stairs. So it is the
Minute.
match for that.
Now, as I
Escher-esque.
proceed forward, by the way, I'm careful. I'm like tapping my toe on the ground and feeling. Is it dark?
Yep. Yeah, see, I shouldn't have even unfogged it, but since we're in the middle of the night, yes, it is dark in here.
I will have fired up my bullseye lantern.
Galwin will very carefully close the door behind us.
And Rain will never know what happened.
Mm-hmm.
Does it look like we can open the door from our side?
There is something on the inside that looks like a handle-ish protrusion that you would be able to grab hold of and
Okay.
drag the door open again.
Well, there isn't a lot of time, so Galwin steps in and pulls the door closed behind us.
All right.
Once Stubby lights the lantern, I'll peek around the corner.
All right. This room looks like a study. There is a roll-top desk against the west wall. There are two leather-padded armchairs facing a fireplace. Fireplace is carved with images of wolves and stags. Popular decor theme. Draped over each chair is a wolf skin. There is a spiral staircase, sort of mirror to the one on the other end of the building, going up on the right-hand side. Very cobwebby. Doesn't look like anything has passed on that staircase for many years.
Okay. We'll,
What's the floor like here? Is it covered in dust? Are there footprints?
Fairly dusty. Doesn't look like anybody's been in here.
Any sconces on the
Yeah.
wall?
check the roll top desk.
There are no sconces. The roll-top desk is locked.
Not for long.
Anything in the fireplace?
Give me
No.
investigation for the fireplace.
And I'll just make sure that the roll top desk is not trapped the same way.
Investigation. All right. You are able to pick the lock, no problem.
Oh, I haven't done it yet, but guess
Oh, I
go.
thought that was your investigation there. Oh no, that was the other investigation. Sorry, my bad.
There was the investigation.
Yeah, and that one's
There's
like,
a sleight of hand. Oh, it's not even much better.
nope, this is firmly locked. For a minute, you thought it was unlocked, but no, it's still locked.
I give a huff, and I'm going to be very careful with it and try it one more time. Can do that.
Do we need to get Rain's skeleton?
If I can try a second time.
I don't know. Can you?
I can try because I have thieves' tools too.
Okay, go for it.
All right, so
I'm happier with that. At least
sleight of
it's a
hand.
different person. Yep. Yep.
Not much better.
It is.
It's a
It
very
does
firmly
lock
locked
you.
desk.
I love the way it's like totally different numbers, but the same result. So yeah, locked desk.
Mhm. And actually, I did sleight of hand. I didn't do thieves' tools. That's what I didn't do.
Wow, that's why it didn't work.
Yeah,
Oh, is there a different roll for thieves' tools?
yeah. Yeah, you click on the thieves' tools, and then you got to choose whether it's the DM's got to tell you whether it's dexterity, strength, the constitution.
Oh,
Oh, that's cool.
I didn't know
Okay,
that.
I'm going to have Ting redo that just so we can see how it works.
Which attribute? Dexterity?
Oh yeah.
It works when we use the right
Hey.
thing. Valuable life lesson. Yes. So the desk does slide open. It holds. Let me get to proper place. I'm going book, desk, book, slate. Oh my god! All right. It has a set of calligraphy supplies inside. It has a leather-covered journal with a stylized wolf's head on the front cover. That's pretty much it.
Don't
Excessively
forget to
thematic
grab a
around
letter
Another
opener
book.
if it's in there.
I being me, to grab the pick up the book and start looking through it.
Okay. You're just flipping through quickly, not reading.
No, I'm
per se?
like starting at the beginning, see if there's any kind of
Okay.
information in the front, like who it belongs to, that kind of thing. If there's any
Does
date.
not. It launches right off into. There's a date and handwritten entries. So this certainly looks, just scanning the first few lines, it looks like someone's diary, personal journal type thing.
I'll read a couple passages. Start at the beginning, kind of maybe leaf through a couple pages, read a little bit more.
Okay. Reading, the handwriting is fairly fine. You would guess feminine would be your first bet. And as you read, it refers to my husband and the Baron. So you guess this would be the Baron's wife, logically. Just skimming through the first couple of entries, let's say, you do discover that she's not a big fan of the chalet, which you gather is this manor house. There is a much nicer house in the city, which she infinitely prefers, being off isolated in the country she's not a fan of. She also writes about the tribulations of her daughters, both of whom she loves very dearly. I don't think you'd get more depth than that without sitting down and really digging through it.
So I'm gonna take the book over to Winnie and show it to her, see if she would recognize like the handwriting, if it was similar to the other, to the other book or to the map.
Okay. What would we do for that? I'd ask for investigation for that. She's going to investigate the writing.
Get out my magnifying. Get up close and personal. If I can find it, there we are.
It does not seem the same. I mean, you can't parse it to the nth degree, but certainly looking quickly, the handwriting in the book was a little, for want of a better word, a little coarser. It was just, scribbling around. The handwriting in this book is the handwriting of someone who has been taught to write in a ladylike fashion. Definitely. This is a properly schooled young lady of some means writes like this. So it doesn't match the handwriting in the book or the handwriting on the map for that matter.
Now, Winnie had noticed that she made mention of a house in the city. Does it name the city?
It does not.
Well, we're definitely out in the country. There's no doubt about that.
I'm gonna look through the desk to see if there's any secret compartments.
All right.
Strangely, the Green Acres theme song going through my head.
Yeah.
With the storyline, it's just really weird. Give me an investigation, please, Sting. You don't find any other compartments. It seems to be very much what it is. Presumably locked because you're guessing, well, I don't know if you know the content, but to Min, it would be very clear that she wouldn't necessarily want her husband to see all of her bitchings about how she doesn't like it here at the country estate.
But this isn't a particularly feminine room.
That's probably why she
Not
doesn't like it.
per se, but yeah, this certainly
chalet
does
that's
seem
not
to be a
hunting.
common decor because if you remember, even the master bedroom had the stag antlers over the fire in the hall.
Are
Quaint.
there any
rustic.
dates in that book?
Uh,
Any dated
There
entries?
probably- But then it would need above table for me to be understanding what the current date is in order to coming up with a meaningful date that would be written in this journal. And I just can't do that. Sorry.
You know, I'll where I was going with it was only not really to find out what the numbers are, to try to put together, or is this a very old writing compared to what I would, Stubby and everybody else would know would be like. If we looked at that, we'd be like, oh, that was like 2 months ago. I mean, it's not necessarily that we need to know the number.
Yeah. What you do see is much in the way of a lot of personal journals, the year has not been noted. In fact, it is the day and the month. Your best guess would be, and I'll give it to you since you do have that archaeology thing going. You're looking at the book, looking at the age of the things in the house, because even if those other people seem to be squatting, nothing's been renovated here. You would guess these entries to be 50 to 100 years old, would be your ballpark guess, just by the age of the style of writing, the age of the book, how things would weather the intervening time. That would be your guess. But you can't get any more precise than that. So it is not a year or two ago, but we're not talking hundreds and hundreds of years.
Would the months coincide with the same calendar that we are accustomed to?
Yes, it does.
Here's the old crow that wrote this was probably writing it about 50 to 100 years ago. Beyond that, I can't place.
Shall we go upstairs?
I was
Let's.
just looking to go up the steps.
I did look in the fireplace, and what I was aiming for was there any wood to light? Not. Then I was just gonna put a torch out of my pack and just toss it in there. Kind of aim in here.
Yeah, there was no wood left. A few teeny little clinkers of charcoal, but that's it.
All right, I'll put I'll put one of my torches out of my pack. I'll light it and just lay it in there as we go up.
Right. Fair enough. And this is the map hopping session.
Guess we have to run down. We want to see, not to trip over.
On up to the part of the third floor that you have not seen, and this is going to be fun because I'm going to cluster you up. You sure you don't want to wake up, Rain?
I can wake him up
Huddle
with a-
characters drag Rain off the map. And there is up the stairs, entirely wrapped in cobwebs, and there is a door at the top of the stairs.
Okay. Who led? Did I lead up the stairs, or did
I don't know. That's why I sort of scatter you guys and then let you arrange yourselves as you will.
I don't mind having led. I have the bullseye lantern.
Keep it behind me. I'll check the door.
Okay.
We'll do an investigation on the door, see if it's locked, if it's trapped. Ah,
Doesn't seem to be any traps or anything.
it's a
It
door.
looks
You
safe
try
to
the
me.
handle and it turns, so
From over your
Looking
shoulder, it looks good. Open it up.
Yeah. I will see if it's locked.
you turn the handle and it turns, so
Okay.
doesn't seem to be locked at all, and the door starts to give as you push.
Okay, I'll push it open.
All right. And in this room, my God, where are we? It's a peaked roof, so it has sloping down towards the east and west. It seems to have been like a double peak on this part of the house. It's dusty as all get out, dustier than any of the rooms you've seen. Nobody has been in here in a very long time. There's a stone hearth in the middle of the north wall. There's an oval mirror mounted close to it and a rug on the floor in front. Against the west wall over here, half hidden behind curtains of cobwebs, is a bed which is sized for a fairly young child. There's a rocking chair. There's a shelf lined with dolls. There's a wash basin. Down to the bottom, further down, you see a little wooden cradle, a wooden playpen, and a window box. Suspended above the playpen is a mobile made of colorfully painted fish dangling on little hooks.
Okay. I'll go over and inspect the dolls, I guess.
All right. You're looking at them or looking for something in particular?
Yeah, just I mean, do any of the dolls look outstanding, or are they just all, the clothes intact and the
From
anything
what
else?
you can see as they're sitting there, they look like dolls.
Yeah. So this looks like it might have been a girl's room, maybe?
Probably, yes.
Yeah.
Definitely a child's.
You said this here is a chest of drawers.
It is. God, now I have to remember what everything is. Wooden cradle, wooden playpen, window box. The window box is basically just over here. That is a playpen where the mobile is hanging.
Oh, okay. I thought
Usually
this was
mobile.
the. What's then this over here in the.
On the
This-
right is the cradle with
Is
the,
the
like the
cradle.
little semi-hood thing that they have.
Gotcha. Okay. I look in both to see if there's what, if anything, is in them.
The playpen is empty. The mobile is the only thing of note. The cradle, basically, there's a cover there, but the mice have been having a bit of a field day with it. I mean, it's got holes. It's got half of its stuffing coming out. Has not been disturbed in quite some time. The cobwebs and dust are really thick in this room.
Do I see any mice?
You do not. You can try a perception to see if you hear any. This
Got
would
one
be
in my pocket.
time. It's true. Yes, you hear one. You didn't pocket. You do not hear any mice at all. It's very quiet.
Man, it's quiet as a mouse.
I'm gonna search the
creatures?
shelf for anything unusual and under the bed.
All right. So give me investigation, please.
Ah, God. Everything's dusty. Everything's dirty.
Well, you find an awful lot of cobwebs, excuse me, carbibbers.
Called them ghost turds in the Marine Corps.
And then actually, I'm going to have you all roll for initiative.
Uh-oh.
I was just gonna go get Ray.
So glad I'm napping.
Will he be able to find the door to get up here?
Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to do this fairly. And I'm going to do a 4-sider. Because that's how I make life's difficult decisions. For reasons best known to himself, actually, Galwin has been targeted. I'm just going to double check very quickly to make sure that they haven't chosen a bad target. No, they haven't. Okay. And in fact, I don't think anybody would get to react because you see nothing. However, what happens is this. Galwin has to make, sorry, but this is a new one on me, a strength check.
Just straight strength.
Just a straight strength check. Against a just plain, and you probably make it. Okay. So you feel something kind of like a force field smack you in the middle of the chest, but it's not strong enough to move you. But you definitely felt it, and you would have felt that it came from roughly over here. And now we fall into initiative. So Galwin, what would you like to do?
This.
Sorry, I missed that.
I'm having to reread
Pondering.
the feature of my character here.
And while you're doing that, I'm going to ask, when my rolls are visible, what do you see as who is rolling? Just the GM?
It
Yeah.
just,
Yeah.
yep.
It
Okay.
says Susan GM.
Okay. Because on mine, it shows as what the critter is doing the roll. I went, oh, that's no fun. I don't want them to see that.
You can choose whether they see it or not.
There's, yeah. And you've chosen the option that it just shows GM.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah, it doesn't like describe the creature.
Yeah. Because that'd be no fun. That'd be giving it away.
Decide what I'm going to do here. I can't decide what to do, and I need to make a decision. It's very hard, and I'm sorry.
You could always. My God, it's like being in a course. You could hold your action.
Well, I could.
Or you could say something in case nobody noticed.
It's true. Yeah. You're so far the
Well,
only
I would have definitely kind of yelled out when I got hit.
But it's a valid point
I
that
don't think
describe
this-
what happened to people who saw or felt nothing would probably take the better part of your turn.
Okay, so I think I can't. As I'm reading this, I think I can't. I have psionic mind, and I can send a telepathic message to any creature that I can see within 30 feet of me.
Yeah, but you can't see this.
This is invisible, so all right. In this case, then I am going to hold action.
Alrighty.
There is
until
there is one other action that people can take that tends to get lost and dropped on the wayside. You can take the dodge action.
true.
Yeah. Trying to decide. So I have to hold an action, not a bonus action, right?
Yes, I believe so.
hmm some DMs will kind of fudge that around, but
All right. I am, because I can use it either way that I want, I'm going to hold my wild shape action and
Okay.
just kind of hold my ground for what I got hit by. But I'm going to definitely look in that direction and say, what in the world was that?
Okay. And that means that now Ting is up.
I did not see anything. I just know the
You
Gowan
did
got hit.
not. Yeah, you didn't see anything.
Okay, I think I'm just gonna I don't know, freak out. I'm just gonna take one step, just leap up on the bed and just kind of put my back to the wall and hold out my rapier and my dagger and just hold my action in case anything moves in front of me.
Okay. That brings us to Stubby.
Um, Stubby's going to take the dodge act and just say quickly, "Show yourself so we can dispense with the chicanery." And that's my.
All right. And since I'm playing with the order a bit for this round because we're assuming it yanked around the initiative because nobody saw it. So minute goes, then it bounces back to your worthy opponent.
Mhm.
So Min, what do you want to do?
I want to cast Fairy Fire.
Okay.
There's a deck save of 14. Now let me just read this here. So each object in a 20-foot cube within range is outlined in blue, green, or violet light. So we'll go with blue because why not? Any creature in the area with Stubby, that's any creature in the area when the spell is cast is also outlined in light. If it fails a deck save for the duration, objects and affected creatures shed dim light in a 10-foot radius, and you cannot benefit from being invisible. Any attack
That's
roll
everybody.
any attack
Fail.
roll against affected creature or object has advantage if the attacker can see it, and the affected creature or object can't
Yeah.
benefit from being invisible.
What can I do?
First thing I was thinking was like, man, if I had my little my little gnome wizard, I'd be like fairy, but I don't.
All
We're
right.
also gonna get illuminated unless we make our deck saves, I think.
Yep.
Yeah, well,
But most importantly, I didn't. There was no way I could make it twinkling without making it visible. So there you go. Now you know where it is. Kind of.
Very spectre-ish.
Yeah, and it kind of moves through you, Ting.
But I do see it now, right? And I do
You
help.
see the outline
Okay.
of it
I did
because
hold
it's
my
twinkling, little sparkly lines. So basically, anybody who held an action could do something.
Okay. I will if it moved past me, I don't think I get my sneak attack on it, but I will
Kind of moved through you, which was an interesting experience.
yeah. Yeah.
Well,
So
I'm within 5 feet, so if you got sneak attack, should get.
yeah. Just depends. I don't know if I get it. Unless
Eh,
somebody else engages it, but I'll just do with my regular attacks because I don't think I really would have the sneak attack with it moving through me. So,
Yeah, I'm going to take a minute and read on it, but I want to see what sneak attack is based on.
usually I have to have a target like distracted, they don't see me.
Yeah, that's
Or
what I was like. Logically, sneak attack doesn't work if something just moved right through you, because moving through an object is difficult terrain for it. So it definitely didn't fail to notice you. It noticed you. So
Yeah.
yeah, I would say no sneak attack.
I'll smack at it with my rapier first.
All right.
Yeah, that don't probably not a hit.
That does not hit. Nope.
And backhand with the dagger.
That does hit.
For 3.
All right. Good stuff.
So
Who else
that-
had held?
Yali held on to
Alan held on. You're going to
shapeshift.
change shape?
Yeah,
The
did it seem
question
to
is,
affect it?
to what? She's considering.
Mhm.
Trying to figure out what my hit die is on this. So I'm going to use my wild shape to transform into a starry form archer. Pull
Ooh.
back a glowing bow that's made out of star points and release an arrow at this thing. Can't figure out what my points are for it.
If you shapeshift, it should change your
What?
shape to
I'm
where
not
you're
actually shape shifting.
Oh, fudge. Okay.
It says the constellation of an archer appears on you when you activate this form, and as a bonus action on your subsequent turn while it lasts, you can make a ranged spell attack. Okay, so it's a spell attack. So I have to figure out my spell attack. Where is that in Shard? I can never find it.
It's
It should be.
it should be right near your spells. So if you go right below your actual spells, right below it, it has the DC attack, the attack die right there.
Yeah.
There we are. Found it. Found it. Ah, I knew I could find it if we worked on it. All right, so it's a +5. So if I just roll that, it should roll a d20 plus a 5. Yes.
Oh,
Ah,
yeah. Yep, that would be a hit.
all right. So when I hit, I get 1d8 plus my wisdom modifier. So my wisdom modifier, 3. d8 plus 3. As I believe it's extra damage. Oh god, this is so much more complicated than it needs to be.
No, you can click the D20 and or the little D20 down the bottom, and you can roll a D8 and add your 3 now.
Yeah, no, I know. I just have to figure all this stuff out. Now stop it.
Have
Plus-
to do math.
Okay, well, it's 9. It's 9 points of radiant damage.
All righty. Was anybody else holding? Phoebe was dodging. Min, God, this is terrible. I can't even remember what you decided to do.
I did fairy fire, which
Did the
lit
fairy
everything.
Right.
Yeah, lit it
Okay.
up.
Which means Beastie is up. I'm going to do it by dice again, although I suspect it's going to go 1, 2, 3. Huh. Huh. Okay. For some reason, I have no idea why it's picking on who it's picking on, but it's doing it. So now, Min, I need you to make a strength check, please.
Oh yes, because I'm
You need to beat a 17.
now. Okay. Just a straight strength check.
Yep. Yep.
Okay.
All right.
That's not fair. Hurt.
That's 14 feet. That's not bad. So you basically feel a force pick you up, hurl you across the room, and you bump into the wall and slide down to the floor, and you will take 1d6 damage per 10 feet. So mercifully, it's only 14 feet. So you'll take 4 points of damage from that little acrobatic maneuver.
So this ghostly feature thing here didn't go over there and pick men up, right? Just used it.
It did not.
Poltergeist.
I was just gonna say, where's the little lady going, Caroline?
They're here. And I'm thinking, now that you know what you're facing, shall we just leave you guys hanging for a couple of weeks? We're getting close to our cutoff time. I'll leave it to you guys. Do you want to leave it hanging for a couple of weeks, or do you want to see if you can finish it off?
Hey,
I'm down to go
Well-
to the top of the hour
Yeah,
All right.
at least
at the
one more
very
time.
minimum.
Well, I was going to ask because so if I don't know if it's my turn next because I know you played with the order.
Actually, yeah, I played with it. We would go actually to the top of the round, which is going to be Galwin.
Okay.
Because, yeah, we're skipping rain.
I'm having wonderful dreams and I'm cuddling with the couch cushion.
just don't try to eat a marshmallow.
No promises.
Get a chance, I'll try to
Oh.
send.
Galwin, you are up.
All right.
Your companions are being tossed around the room like hay being tossed on a fork.
All right. Now, she pushed out with like some kind of a force.
What you felt on when it was your turn was a force trying to push you backwards, possibly down the stairs. What you witnessed with Min was that something basically flung her from one side of the room to the other.
Okay. So I am assuming that there are none of those would fly into absorb. All right. I am going to burn a first level spell and I'm going to cast Entangle on this creature. She needs to make a strength 13.
That may be a challenge. Come on, where are you? Oh, yeah, definitely a challenge. Ooh, she still made it.
All right. As a bonus action, I can take another shot with my starry form archer.
Yep.
Find it.
Does that entangle mess with me and Ting or anything?
Yeah, it's a 20-foot square.
Yeah.
Mess
Yeah.
with everybody.
Everybody would need to make a strength check.
We already proved that I am not good at this. See?
Pass.
I was hoping because I was on the bed, maybe I wouldn't have to do that. If you need strength checks,
Oh. Damn. Well, that's one way to keep them from jumping on the beds.
Well, it is concentration and it doesn't say that I have to use an action or bonus action to drop it.
For most spells, if they are concentration, it's a free action to drop it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I don't think so.
So since I missed hitting my target with it, I'm just going to drop it so that it doesn't affect any of you folks. And then I'm going to take my shot
Go
with
for
my
it.
bow.
So the ghostly thing did not get me and Ting both.
And
All three of you did,
all
yeah.
three of us did.
Oh, all three. Nice.
And the
Well, it
ghostly
came out of
thing,
nowhere and it surprised you.
And the
The
moral
ghostly
of this
thing with
story
the
is when the
drink
GM
of
says
five.
to how about we wait until next time? Take her up on it.
Oh, no. This arrow will do it. See, I told you. The arrow will do some damage. Celestial Archer. She's a Sagittarius. So that's 11.
11 points of radiant damage.
It's sparkling and bleeding. It's quite a combination.
So if you don't want to be destroyed, maybe stopping now would be a good idea.
Ding, over to you.
Oh, Ting's upset. She's gonna swing at this thing for sure. So
With advantage.
Yeah. Well, you don't need it. That's a hit.
Which also
Might
means sneak attack.
And
Might get the
it
critical.
is
it
down.
is a sneak attack, huh?
Because you
Even
have
with
advantage.
this-
Advantage.
There's 11 piercing for the regular attack.
Even with disadvantage, it's down.
Mm.
With a sad little sigh and a squeal and it dissipates, the fairy fire disappears from it, and all appears to be quiet.
Now it's dead. I mean, dead.
Yes,
For good measure.
and undead.
And it's like, damn it.
It was dead, it was undead, now it's re-dead.
Yeah.
Double dead.
And with that, I'm actually going to step in and say thank you. It is almost 5 after 10. We are about wrapped up here. So thank you everybody who decided to come join us and watch. Thank you to my party for not waking me up. And once again, if you are interested in joining us at Nat 20 Academy, you can find the link down below. We would love to have you join us as either a student or an instructor. And we will see you in what, 2 weeks?
2 weeks.
About that.
All right. Have a wonderful evening, and we will see you.
Bye.